Last week, Pablo Gonzalez shared how some legacy features of Conga Composer are engaging in session hijacking, where they grab a Salesforce user's session ID, send it over the wire to an external server, and then use it at a later date against the Salesforce APIs. I don't believe there's any malintent behind Conga's use of this tactic. However, it's obviously a big red flag when it comes to security. So I'm going to show you how you can detect this kind of behavior in a vendor's managed package, because unfortunately it's more common than you'd think. And then I'm also going to show you how you can block it. So let me share my screen. And first off, by default, Lightning sessions are not API enabled in Salesforce. And so vendors that employ this tactic have to create a Visualforce page and grab a session ID from the Visualforce page in order to do this. So since Visualforce pages do not have their code hidden from users, you can audit a vendor's managed package and look for a Visualforce page that has this syntax somewhere in its body. This is how they're grabbing a user session ID. And this is what they then use later to hit the API. So I can show you how that looks. I'll preview this page, grab this session ID, and then I'm going to run a curl command to hit Salesforce's API and run a sockle query against the user object. So these are all the user records in the org. Now, the way you stop this comes down to IP addresses. So there's two ways this could be stopped. First off, if you are using uh, if you are enforcing IP ranges among your user profiles, you can enforce that on all connection requests because by default, Salesforce only enforces that on login. The other way you can do this is you can just lock session IDs to the IP address from which they originated. So if you go in setup and search for session settings, you're going to see this option to enforce login IP ranges on every request or lock sessions to the IP address from which they originated. So if I go ahead and highlight this, hit save. Now I'm going to go to session management and create a brand new session. This is going to actually log me out of the org because I'm terminating the session I'm in right now. All right, so I've just spun up a new session and let me grab my new session ID. Now I want to run that curl command. At first, it's going to work. It works for now because I'm on my machine. This is where the session ID was originated from the same IP. Now I can mimic the external server by changing my network to my personal hotspot. And then once I've done that, I run the curl command again, and I'm going to get a session invalid error back. So I hope this helps. That's how you can detect the behavior and how you can shut it down. And I also hope that vendors like Conga in the future leverage more secure methods of hitting the Salesforce APIs, such as through OAuth flows. Thanks.